Hello and welcome to our discussion on blog templates. This discussion is going to be a little bit different as we have to first start to understand some of the settings. So let's start by quickly taking a look at what a blog might look like and then start backing into our settings. So for example, here's our blog. From our template, our menu template, we've created blog. Blogs running out to this site where we have various posts. We have posts by topic, and you can have multiple topics. Posts by individuals, and you can have multiple individuals. And subscribing. So we're looking at just short snippets right now of various blog posts. We can click and select all posts. And we can get all of our posts listed, or I could select and say I just want to look at this one individual's unique post. I have the ability then to put comments on there as well. So we're stepping through what a blog looks like, and you're saying, wait a minute, time out. The blogs start to become pretty well defined. We started out with site pages and our site templates, and we had tremendous power and design flexibility and capability. We walked into our landing pages and we just squeezed it down a bit, and we said landing pages became accustomed to where we got rid of the menu, we had thank you pages, we were giving an offer, we needed a form. We shot over to email, and email we said, well, styling has to be inline. Well, we're looking at blogs, and blogs, for the most part, not always, but for the most part, are pretty specific. So let's look at our options. To start with, we can have multiple blogs, but we're going to do a basic default blog. The general options, we can name it. This is the name that we're going to use inside our organization. The blog header, and notice carefully this public title, because that's going to reference us to go to Hubble, and Hubble's going to know what that is and will pull in that information. The page title. The page title is that which we will see in the green bar. Our meta description. If we're going to have any unique HTML for our blog pages. And footer, if we're going to put in perhaps JavaScript at the end. We'll have the ability to do things like summaries and feature images and social media and Twitter. We have templates. So we could have multiple templates, but for the most part, we'll look at and we will create one template we will use. How many posts per listing? We have the ability to attach different style sheets. We can look at date formats. And we can determine our comments. Do we want people to be commenting? Do we want to moderate those comments? How long before we stop allowing comments? Should we require CAPTCHA code? Who should get the notification when somebody comments on the blog post? What type of comment verification text do you want the individuals to have or receive? What are the social icons we want for our blog? Subscriptions. How many posts should be in the RSS feed if they chose to use it that way? So we have a variety of options, and you should be sitting back and going, wait a minute, they're pre-filling in a lot of information for me, so I'll bet you the template's going to be fairly straightforward. Let's take a look. Let's go to Design Manager. You see in Design Manager, we've selected our blog, basic, and there's one template, but let's build one before we look at this. So we'll go to new template. We want to use the template builder and create a blog. Create. And we're going to call this new blog template test 3. Save it. Now notice tremendous amount has already been built for us. As you look inside, we have our blog header. We have the module that's going to contain our content and comments, about, subscription, recent posts, and recent topics. Our ability to edit the post and edit the listings. So there's not a whole lot that we're going to want to change here. All right. So we're pretty comfortable right now with the way the blog looks. I'm going to go back and open up the custom blog post that we had, and you can see the big difference was that there was the group header and group footer. Let's look at the blog title. Hit the gear bar, hit edit options, and notice the heading. It's an H1 tag, and look, there's that Hubble code where it was going to the settings group and grabbing whatever we put in as the group public title. Remember right there, default HubSpot blog public title. Save it. And that's what's going to be placed here in our header. We've classed it for page title, so we have some cascading style sheets. On our cascading style sheet that we can scan for page title, and we can see what it'll look like. And just so that we can check that out, let's grab and make that color red. Publish it. So we have our blog with menu there. Now let's take a look at the blog content. There's nothing really we can work on because it's the edit post and edit listing. As we look at the edit post, this starts to be very heavy Hubble code. The interesting thing, while not knowing all of this stuff, is we can pretty well scan and say that is all about author, and it looks like they're showing the author's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, if and only if they have those social profiles. Wait a minute, let's back up. There was the author page, and it's telling me that I can edit the profile, and it was getting all of that information for the various social tools here. All right, let's step back again. So we said that we had our edit post template, and we were looking at the profiles, and we saw the author work. We see that there's blog sharing, and we can see the topics it will cycle through. If there's information for that author, then read in a loop until you can't find anymore. Interesting. All right, let's go back to our blog template. Now let's look at the listings. Same idea, a lot of Hubble code. I can't really read it, but I can guess from a div to a div that says author information it wants to display. I can scan down and it says posting simple, so it must be posting pieces of that. And then it ends with the previous, all, and next. Can't do anything yet with that, but I understand a little bit about what it's going to display. So I'm going to edit a unique post, or I'm going to cycle through all of the posts. All right, the sidebar. It starts to give me these various options, just like the setup. So how many do I want to display? What's the title? Do I want to do it by count or name? Or said differently, do I want it alphabetically or by number of specific posts? All right, so the blog template creation is a little different. It's more fill in the blanks and thinks about the topics, the posts, the cycling through, the subscriptions. Here's the options for the subscriptions. Wait a minute. Subscription sounds like forms. And it sounds like we talked about forms on landing pages. These are going to be the same idea, where it's asking for email. How frequently do you want to see it? And the life cycle stage. Interesting. Let's preview that real quick. All right, email. And if so, I could put in myself, does air checking, subscription. All right, got it. So let's go back to our template. So this is more fill in the blank, pre-structured, limited, for the most part, options. All right, so this template creation is different than site creation in that what I'm doing now is more checking the boxes. And that's what it'll look like after I build my template. Post the author, written by. All right, so that's a unique post. I can look at it by topic. And then there's the listing of by topics. I can look at all posts. I can look at it from a unique individual. Got it. And you saw that I updated and the information was being displayed. So what I'm hopefully sharing with you as we go through this discussion on creating a template for our blog posts is, for the most part, it's pre-canned. For the most part, you don't want to customize much. You want to be spending the time thinking about the options and using the check boxes, not designing or adding modules today for the beginning to your blog posts. Thank you for watching.